the truth. Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, and it seems like the red pill has taken over the entire internet. You got Tate with his Hustlers University, you got Hamza with his self-improvement cult, and you got Sneeko.
I am the truth, I want to spread it.
Son, we got Andrew Tate at home.
Nigga, you ain't funny.
I was reading The Red Pill, an online advice forum for men. You can't really stoop lower than that.
Well, that's an age well. And I know for a fact that you are sick of the internet BS. You don't want to be continuing to watch TikToks like a fucking zombie, or just be a part of this consumerism society and just live your life blue-pilled. And as much as people say ignorance is bliss, ignorance doesn't give you freedom.
It's like, wake up. Tell the truth.
It felt just so black and white. I either had to be blind and continuing to live a shitty life and about to fear that I'm gonna live a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life, or I have to follow an alpha male's advice for the rest of my life. There was no in between. Where would I go? Do I just stop and ignore the truth? Or do I have to continue following the self-destructive nature of the red pill, where they only follow just traditional bro science, traditional masculine traits as their North Star, as their only sense of purpose, as their only personality?
Oh, there's bubbles.
And I was about 15, 16 when I realized this. And I was like, where would I go beyond the alpha male advice forums? So I found a little subcategory of the red pill, self-improvement. And this allowed me to find so much progress. And after 3 years of self-improvement, now that I'm 18, I'm so happy with the progress that I made through going to the gym consistently, through improving my mental health, and actually building my confidence. The thing about self-improvement though, it consumes me just as much as the red pill has consumed me. And regardless of how much motivation and direction it gave to 15-year-old little Jason, it felt like my entire identity was just to follow this facade of idealism and to chase after this. It felt like all these self-improvement trends of nofap, of going to the gym, of all these practices of cold showers, the motivation behind them, it felt like I was seeking for validation rather than doing these habits for the sake of them. It feels like now with all these habits and trends that you have to do, follow through the red pill is just to represent a brand, to represent an identity. If you look at any self-improvement gurus or any red pill content creators, they are all trying to sell you something, regardless if it's marketing, trying to get you to watch other videos, or if they're trying to sell you a course. And I think that people are just too gullible. I'm not saying that there aren't people with good intentions, but think about it. If you look at NoFap, if you just search up their official website, they are a corporation. They're trying to sell you something. So regardless of how many times you talk of this subject or any trends or any of these habits that you find that you identify so much with, and you finally feel that sense of relatability, that sense of freedom when you're doing these habits, they're all going to someone's pockets. If you're trying to use all of these self-improvement internet advice as your purpose, only people you're benefiting is the people you're looking up to. That's why people consider red pill as a cult. All these things in the red pill, they're just consuming your thoughts so that it prevents you from actually finding your true passion. It wasn't through cold showers and push-ups was your meaning, but it was through using those habits to finally get you out of your rut so you can find your purpose. I think that the main problem with self-improvement is that no one's using self-improvement as a bridge to find your purpose. People only use self-improvement as a way to identify themselves and finally find that sense of freedom. Yet it prevents them from free thinking and actually finding what they could actually do to find their own passion.
Cults, by definition, discourage free thinking.
And seeing all these people who are giving them advice that their parents wouldn't teach them, their teachers wouldn't teach them, people who lack father figures, they would rather go to these internet advice mentors so that they can finally have this sense of direction again. But with this comes a big cost, with the fact that they're no longer thinking their own thoughts anymore. Imagine if a 15-year-old, what I believe right now, I don't even think 15-year-olds, they even have their own identity. They only follow people who they look up to the most. So if it is a alpha male coach, or if it's a self-improvement guru that you always watch, think about what their life is going to entail for the next, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years. Maybe they might be a little bit misogynistic a little bit. Maybe they only care about traditional masculine traits. I'm not saying that I'm against toxic masculinity, but if you make masculinity your entire personality, think about what that's going to do to you in the long term. I think that if the red pill serves as a form to help people get to their purpose, rather than look at it to gain a sense of validation from girls, the red pill could be so much more meaningful and virtuous if it started leading to people to fix their mental health, fix their physical health, so that they can finally reach their purpose and help them find the reason for why they're even planted on this earth. So then I discovered the black pill. It was only to say, oh, become hopeless because everything is down to pre-genetic determinism and everything has to do with what you are blessed with what your genes are. I was like, fuck, where the hell do I... Wow, this spit just flew everywhere. So I was like, jeez, I gotta clean up my phone. Red pill is full of self-destructive nature. The blue pill, you're just being ignorant to the lack of freedom. And then the black pill strips away your hope. So where would my boys go? Where would people who are constantly being in a vulnerable spot, where would they find advice on the internet? I feel like there's no community on the internet that prioritizes your purpose, that prioritizes who you should be, your free thinking, so that there's nothing that consumes your thoughts on the process of trying to better yourself. So I'm creating a community called The Clear Pill. I am Slammin' Jason, a 18-year-old YouTuber who prioritizes helping our boys to get off of self-improvement once they are done with it, to finally find their purpose, so that they're not consuming self-improvement content over and over and that consumes their thoughts. We are finally the first YouTube page, the first community to finally prioritize our own individuality, because I really think the internet needs it. Throughout this entire video, if you agreed with any of my points or resonated with any of my stories, join our community where it prioritizes solely on you to reach your purpose. We ignore the self-destructive nature of the red pill. We are a community that goes beyond the BS of the internet and continues the truth, the self-improvement, and masculinity of the red pill, yet we go beyond it. We prioritize your free thinking so that you can do whatever you want with your life, so that people are not taken advantage of through their vulnerability. I believe that through this community, we can finally make a change. What is even the purpose of having a purpose? Is it to prioritize yourself? I think that having a purpose is so that it's your way to make the world a better place. If you decide to join us, you are joining a movement of people who are contributing to something much larger than yourself. Don't make fucking fun of this for thinking it's corny, because I am so fucking done with the BS of the internet. Every single day I hear controversial news about Tate, about Sneeko, about self-improvement YouTubers. There's so much BS on the YouTube. Now, if you're interested, scroll down to this description or look into the comments. There is a link to our Discord. Join us so that you don't ever have to face the brainwashed nature of the red pill or the black pill or any fucking pills that there's going to be, because the clear pill is the way to you, your purpose. Much love, and I'll see you guys.